Jay, Nikki, Snacks, Kreider. Some somber news, I guess, gentlemen, but not news we're surprised about. Maalik Murphy, our QB2, will be transferring from our program. He will not be with us for the college football playoffs, unfortunately, in the Sugar Bowl. And if we make it further in Houston, he won't be there either. Before we get to the schedule release, which is very exciting for next season in our first year with the SEC, we do have to discuss this. I'll come out and say, look, we want the best for Maalik. It's going to be unfortunate that he won't be. He filled in as best as he could, and he got us 2 wins at the end of the day, and he's a big reason why we're here. It's unfortunate that he won't be with us, and he won't be able to suit up if we need him. Like, you never know. Knock on wood. We hope Quinn's fully healthy and plays, both those games if we make it to the best of his ability. But knowing Quinn's injury history, it's not out of the question. A backup quarterback is paramount, as we've seen, for Florida State and for other programs. You got to have a good QB2. While I trust Arch, and Arch is exciting, Maalik does have more time under center for us this season, and he's more acclimated and he's more of a veteran piece. So it definitely sucks in that capacity. But yeah, we shouldn't be surprised. We knew this was coming.
We knew it was coming for sure. Honestly, incredible. He stuck with it and got some playing time. And those 2 games that he had under his belt definitely helped his resume a little bit in the recruiting battle. So I think that's a nice thing that he can take with him and show to other schools, is that he's got some legitimate game tape in a Power 5 conference for a potential national championship team in a season. So obviously it sucks that we don't have him on our roster because, Quinn goes down and we know he's definitely susceptible to injury. We do have to roll with Arch, and we're not confident in Arch, but you definitely want the guy with more game experience when it comes down to a college football playoff. I will say, Maalik has already come out and said that he's a Longhorn forever, which is awesome. And there's no bad blood whatsoever. I don't think anyone there's any animosity or anything like that. I think Jonathan Brooks, JB, even put out a sad face tweet when he heard the news.
Oh yeah.
So it definitely sucks, but in this recruiting process right now and transfer portal, you have to jump on these opportunities as quickly as possible. He doesn't have time to wait around an extra 3 weeks because some of the big programs might get their guy already. It's kind of like MLB free agency, where it's you want to get the best deal possible and you don't want to wait too long. So he's got to get on this quickly.
Yeah.
So and the teams that are rumored, LSU, Georgia, Oklahoma State, UCLA. Rice is in the mix for some reason, but hopefully we don't have to see him, against us. I mean, obviously we want to root for him, but we never want to root against him.
I think UCLA, before you go, Tuss, I think UCLA is a good fit. He's from the area. Go back home. I don't hate that fit at all. T.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm really proud of Longhorn Nation, just seeing the responses and the praise that Longhorn fans and teammates obviously shouted out to Maalik when he announced the news was cool to see. A lot of times guys who are not the starting QB, when they go somewhere else, or even guys that are the starting QB. I mean, you look at a situation like Ohio State and the conversations and chatter from Buckeyes fans and college football fans the entire season, even though Kyle McCord only lost 1 game, was that this guy was not it. Right.
Yeah.
And now he's going somewhere else, and he probably has a little bit of a sour taste in his mouth. And probably a good reason as to why he didn't want to stay and try and compete for the job next year, no matter who they were bringing in, because I feel like that would have been the scenario. And if Quinn, I actually think Maalik probably would have been in a similar situation, although far more pressure with a guy named Arch Manning, chomping at the bit right behind you.
Crazy.
And in the limited amount of play that we did get to see from Arch, it was really enticing. He looked really sound. He throws the ball well. He's very mobile. He looks to be a good decision maker. And Maalik, but so many Longhorn fans, and I feel like we deserve some good credit there. And I'm proud to be a Longhorn alongside them in how they were talking about how essential he was in getting us to this college football semifinal game, winning those 2 games, close games. He was indispensable in our route to a potential national championship, and he deserves all that credit. And so it was just cool to see that. And it's cool to see that he wants to be a part of that Longhorn Nation, that Longhorn family for the rest of, his days. And that it's just a better feeling when a guy leaves like that, as opposed to something went wrong, right? And Sark and he had a massive disagreement. They don't like each other. the players
Yeah.
the players don't respond well to our coaching staff. It's not that, right? It doesn't. He just wants the opportunity that he deserves as a highly touted high school prospect who ended up at the University of Texas, who was very patient and might have gotten the opportunity, but knows that he's guaranteed an opportunity elsewhere. It makes total sense, and wish him the best.